Okay, third time's a blast. I don't know what's going on. This camera is really not that suited to do long, decent videos. It keeps on kicking out on me here. This is Dan again. We're going to talk about the 30-foot dory build. What I want to talk about is fiberglassing. I was out today, if you caught my last video, and I was grinding the 2x4s I'm using for the bottom of my boat level. There was high spots, low spots. I just grinded them all out with a 50 grit 7-inch resin-filled grinding disc. Oops, there it is. These ones right here. Now I went to the local hobby shop. I went to the local hardware store. They usually don't have what I need, and I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm 38 kilometers from the city, and they happen to have a kit of 3, a reasonably priced. So I wasn't going to argue with it, so I bought them. And I came home, and a couple hours later, I went outside and I started grinding the bottom of the boat level, get all the 2x4s as close as I can to level. It took me about 35 minutes to do it. I got all the boards leveled. I was really happy with it. You can check that out on my last video. And as I was grinding the deck, at one point I got up and I looked down and I had so much grinding dust from the 2x4s. I started thinking, I have a gold mine here, because in order to take your epoxy and thicken it, manufacturers do have products that they manufacture that put into their epoxy to thicken it. And that's great. That's what they're in business for. I am not knocking that, okay? It's expensive. For me, it's expensive. I hate to bring up the fact that money is an issue. Okay, so I find anything extra I gotta pay for is an expense I don't need, and I'm trying my best to stay away from that, okay? So how do you do it on a cheap budget? I should make a whole series of these on trying not to spend money. But anyway, I've seen many videos. I've been watching boat videos now for a year and a half, even before I started mine, of course, just to gain as much knowledge as possible, so I can try to proceed with the confidence I needed to do it right as best I can. So the boat is basically built, except for probably a quarter of it I still got filled in with 2x4 on the bottom of the boat. But what I have filled in is a full 1/2 and 1/3 of the other side, a quarter of the other side, sorry. And I was out there grinding it today, and I got up, and I noticed I had a lot of this. I had tons of sawdust. Fine sawdust. This is 50 grit sawdust. That is 50 grit sawdust. Smell that. Doesn't that smell cool? Oh, you gotta love the smell of wood. Check that out. Okay, so I had tons of it. I have been collecting. Sorry. Okay, I got over that, and I quit smoking, right? I had tons of it. So after I finished grinding the entire side of the boat off, what I needed to grind it, I went back, got a broom, and swept all this up. So I got a pretty decent bucket full of it. And I'll show you that right now. Now I'll also show you the difference. Now, let me see if the camera will allow me to do that. Okay, do you see this line going through here? This is the new stuff, 50 grit. That's 80 grit dust, sawdust. So I got about 1 inch of it today. And I put it into this nice large dog biscuit container, which I have 2 of. So I've got fine, I got finer, and I don't care, the difference between the 2 is fine. I'll mix them and use them the same way. My other container, excuse me, has coarse stuff. I mean, quite obviously coarse stuff. I don't know where I would use that. Maybe a filler between the frame somewhere where we're not going to see it. It'll be hidden on the floor. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. So save your sawdust. Save your sawdust. This is going to be my additive to thicken my epoxy. Didn't cost me zero. No money down. No money. Many people do this. Many people do this. some people are not in a position to create sawdust, and I can see that. And they go out and they buy the product from the manufacturer, the silicone-based product or the balloon filler, and believe me, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's an unwanted expenditure for me. I don't want to do it. This is free. Theirs is not. This is a budget build, and I'm not hiding that fact, okay? So, and I don't want to get too elaborate either, because I mean, Jess Spira International, whose plans I am building off of, has designed these boats for construction grade products, 2x4s, plywood. So why would I go out and spend more than I have to just to be elaborate? I mean, I'm not going to do it. I could have went out and got brass screws instead of coated screws. Not in the budget. All right? The way I see it, that these screws holding the plywood onto the frame are going to be screwed in and sealed from both sides with fiberglass. Now, I'm over 60. I'm not worried about it falling apart. I'm sure the boat will be around me. By the time I'm gone, it'll still be here. So that being said, I'm trying to get this done. I'm not saying cheap out. I just try not to spend money where I don't have to. That's what I'm trying to say. So, I did collect this stuff today when I was grinding the deck. I'll be using that as my epoxy thickener to thicken my epoxy. I have this drum full. Between you and I don't think I need any more. I think I have enough right there. If you got a saw table and you cut wood and you're planning to build, save the sawdust. This summer, before I thought of using the sawdust, my saw table had a ton of sawdust inside the holding area. Almost a third of a garbage bag full, and what did I do? I didn't think about it. I emptied it out, filled up a garbage bag, and chucked it in the garbage. Yeah, and then I thought about it after a while, and I went, oh my God, I should have kept that stuff. So anyway, it's okay, no problem. I have more of that too sitting in my saw. Sawdust. Makes a great filler. Don't go spend it if you don't have to. If you're not in a position to make sawdust, maybe you know a shop, counter company or somebody, they collect sawdust all the time, they might be able to help you out with that for free. No, if you don't ask, you don't know, right? And I'm slowly learning to be brave enough to start asking. I'm one of these people that usually just pay and shut the hell up, right? Start asking. This whole build so far, I've been on my own. I've had no help. And it's going really well. It is. So I did not want to really spend a lot of time down here. Belt sander. .50 grit. You can throw that on your sanding machine. I got an oscillating spindle unit. Sanding parts, collect the dust. There you go. Not expensive. Once again, home hardware. I didn't want to leave town. Like I said, I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing here. If you need something, 90% of the time you have to leave town, go to the city and purchase it off of a Home Depot or one of those fancy stores, which is fine. But I just, when you get an idea and you want to go, oh yeah, I'm going to go get that, and all of a sudden you realize, oh, it's going to take me an hour to do this. Sometimes I rethink it. I just don't do it. I find something else to do, and then next time I happen to be close enough to the city, I'll go get it. Yeah. My season is coming to an end here. I'm on the holidays here. I haven't done very much on the boat. I was supposed to start building this on my holidays. to keep me busy. And well, I got anxious and I started it right at the end of March. And I didn't realize it was going to take so little time to put the boat together because I had already had the frames all built. And when I got the frames all lined up, it was just, and the shear clamp installed and stuff. It was just a matter of wrapping it with the plywood. That went well too. I use 18 mil birch. It does bend around the boat nicely. So I got ahead of myself. So I've spent the last 3 weeks just relaxing. This is actually the second time I've worked on the boat in the last 3 weeks. I just don't have that much to do right now, except for finish the floor and waterproof the wood to go through the winter, so I can sand it out and start epoxying next summer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any thickened epoxy done by the fall. I get a little better deal buying a kit size, which is about 5 gallons. You get the epoxy, you get the resin, and I guess you get the hardener, whatever. You get the kit, the kits, whatever comes in the kit. I'll have to ask him what's in the kit. I like to know what I'm buying before I buy it. And he seemed to be a pretty good lad down there. They've been around for 48 years. I couldn't believe it, but anyway, that's cool. At least I know that I should be around tomorrow, right? For me to go out and just buy a gallon of it, that's pretty near $200, whatever the cost of it is, and it's just cheaper for me to actually buy the kit, which is about 5 gallons of it, and do it from there. So I may not even fill this boat until next summer. We'll have to see what happens with that, unless I find a different way how to do it that's cheaper than going out and buying epoxy. I'll have to look into it. So I'm going to leave you with this. This was just a short video on what I'm doing, how I got the products to do what I want to do. And I've taken all of my evaluations of all these videos I've been watching, and I know I'm doing the right thing for me. I am quite confident that it's going to work. I'm not trying something out of the blue or mixing something that has not been proven to work. This has proven to work. I just got to figure out what I've got to do to make it all come together. Okay? So, please like, subscribe, please. And I hope this tidbit helps you out. It's very common knowledge. My videos are for the brand new boat builder that's not sure what to do, not a how-to. It's what I'm doing to build my boat, and hopefully they can pick something up there that they can put together themselves, use the ideas, or create their own based on what they've seen, like I have, watching hundreds of videos on YouTube. So thank you very much. Have a good day, and we'll check in again later.